got company today. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Mark Bayeski YouTube channel. Princess Lily's with me today for a short while. So we went to the beach this morning and yeah, she's just relaxing today. So she decided to sit on this chair, so I brought my other chair. I bought two of these the other day and oh wow, it's an eye and it looks bad. Oh, he must be a dangerous man, he must be a shill. No, I just buy loads of t-shirts and just choose all of them and then come home from Bangkok and think, oh well, might not be brilliant. Anyway, whatever. I'm wearing a piece of pyrite today, beautiful. And I made a video on pyrite the other day that I believe it's a lucky stone. And funnily enough, I should have been, well, either crippled or dead because a half-ton statue of elephants that I bought fell on top of me. I can't explain how lucky I was. I am bruised, but I'm really lucky. I should have been dead. So I can't explain how it happened, but it did, and it's just one of those things. But anyway, oh, she's gone. She's sat over there now, probably because of my energy, because I need healing. So she's been healing me for a couple of days, to be honest. She's been sat right by where my, anyway. Today we're going to talk about a different crystal, Isua, from, oh Jesus Christ, my client. Is it Norway? Oh, why don't I just study and have a look first of all? Greenland, I think it's Greenland. Yeah, my client was from Greenland. I got it given to me many years ago, and she said it was an old ancient crystal stone which has a lot of ancient wisdom, and like, okay, let me try it. So started working with it, and she was right, and she gave me a bag full, and she said they're very rare, and she's right because they're bloody hard to get hold of. And I kept these for about at least 3 of them I kept, and she gave me a bag full of like 20, and she was very wealthy client, and I used to give her healing sessions quite regularly. So she'd bring me certain crystals from Greenland, and yeah, they are quite beautiful actually. I've got to admit, I've got some lovely crystals from Greenland. Anyway, you're going to now tell me they're from Norway. I'm going to feel an idiot. Anyway, so I'm going to show you some. So maybe you should come a bit closer. It's a small collection that I had mounted, because sometimes the crystal itself, the ones that she gave me were a bit rough, but I try and find crystals that are really juicy. And I think this is quite a lovely example. So you've got the colours running through there of this beautiful crystal. Predominantly they're quite dark, but because these have been polished, they're just beautiful. Really are beautiful. And yeah, let me show you first. Beautiful. And I mounted some smaller pieces which I'm going to put on my website at £1, as from my heart to yours. Basically it's a giveaway, because I pay for the delivery as well, so it's basically giving it away, but we have to put it up at a price. Sorry, to put it up at a price, so £1, so they go within seconds. I would like to just ask before I continue, please don't grab it if you can afford. This is for people who have no money. Please, you know, if you've got money, we're lucky enough to be able to afford a Mark Bayeski crystal. But if you can't, and you like the work and you'd like to try and feel one of those crystals, please let somebody else have it. And if you are somebody who have got no money, don't keep looking on there if you've got one, if you've already got one. This is, if you've got one, just treasure that one. But don't keep looking on there to try and get 2 or 3. That's just unfair. It's just not fair to the rest of the world. Okay, so this beautiful crystal, what did I find fascinating about it? What springs to mind was teenagers going through stress through tests, exams. And there's something, there's a nice duality about it, because it is a very, very grounding crystal in the sense that you feel you're not going crazy or you're not losing yourself. It feels like you're kept in a good balanced position, and that's really what you need if you're in a difficult, tight situation where you could lose your plot, you could lose your mind, you could go crazy. And I guess, yeah, like going for a driving lesson or going for some test makes sense why I used to give it to teenagers. And they benefited from this stone a lot. So there's something about, I think, the duality of it grounding and also helping you connect, like a tree would help you connect to the wisdom that the tree holds. So I believe that crystal helps you with the connection of its ancient wisdom and knowledge. But not just that, it just helps you connect to the ether, the energy around you. So I think it opens your mind, this crystal. It's a great mind opener to allow in, so you're not fully absorbed in a trapped mind. And I found that with the girls and boys that came, they were far more open, and the flow comes then naturally. So that was really interesting. The other things about this crystal I found really profound for me was sun gazing. If I held this crystal in my hand and sun gazed, it was really powerful. So that's just on my personal side note. My clients, the lady who gave me this crystal from wherever it was, Norway or Greenland, she was very balanced. She was always in harmony, and she swore blind by this crystal. And I found that she always had them in a pocket or in a hand, and she was very, very balanced and grounded. Very. She never got angry. She never got, she never knee-jerked situations that she were in because of where she worked, where I knew where she worked, and the stress that anybody else would have gone through. She kind of sailed through it. It didn't affect her, and she always used to take one out and say, "This is why." So I used to put this into my clients' hands who were going through deep grief, difficult challenges, issues, problems, and it used to help them. So I think it's a beautiful, beautiful stone. I worked with it for at least 3 years solid, and I had a bag of maybe 30. She gave me a bag of 20 or 30. And every now and again, I would give one to somebody who I really felt needed it. And every time I gave it to somebody, it was when they were in the most challenging situations, whether it was a younger child, a teenager, or a mum or dad, or a guy who was just going through difficulties. And I always found that if they held it, they could get through that situation. So if you were to ask me what I felt this crystal was good for, I think it's good for navigating you through the most challenging times, as it did for my clients. Yeah, I think it strengthens you. It strengthens the heart, and it strengthens the mind by way of clearing the clutter, opening you up and letting go of all the negativity. It's in truth one of the crystals that I really like to work with when I'm not in a good place. So that's my take on this crystal. Whether you're going to find this crystal or not in your local crystal store, I don't know. Last time I bought some, can't remember if I've even got any on the website anymore, but the last time I bought some, they were per kilo, and now per kilo they've quadrupled because they're becoming more and more rare. So I couldn't really afford that many, but I've got a few, maybe about 15, something like that. But at least it's nice to have them and work with them. And I've enjoyed working with them over the past 3 weeks now, 4 weeks. Is it 3 or 4 weeks? Might be less, might be less. It might be 2 weeks. They came from Bali, and I just started working with them instantly. I was drawn to them and started working with them. But prior to that, I worked with them for over 30 hours and enjoyed that. And I'm not even sure if I made a video or not about them. But anyway, they're here. They're beautiful. They're powerful. And please forgive me if I got it wrong where they come from. There's so many crystals, and where they come from isn't really a big deal to me. There'll be probably other channels out there that will be able to tell you exactly where the stone comes from and give you a general idea of the crystal, but mine is more of a working tool that I remember and recall of what happened to clients and how they grew and strengthened and what the crystal really actually did for my clients. So I might be a little bit different from a lot of other crystal channels, but obviously don't ever stop watching other crystals channels, because it's good to feel everybody's energy and understand their understanding. It is so important. So yeah, that's it. It's definitely a lion, a tiger crystal for sure. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll put the link below. Please don't be upset if there's hardly any left, or if there is none left. They go pretty quick when they go straight on the website. So please try your local crystal store and ask for this gorgeous crystal. Okay, have a great day.